Welcome back to the Meeple Marathon. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Gates of Gold expansion for Viscounts of the West Kingdom. This is part of the most recent Kickstarter expansions that came out for Viscounts, along with Keeper of the Keys, which we'll be covering on our next video, and the Collector's Box. So let's take a look at what this expansion provides to the game and how you play with those elements in the game. Alright, here we have a sampling of everything that the Gates of Gold expansion provides. The two biggest things that you're going to notice or that are going to be added to the game that are completely new are the manuscript boards, which you're going to see here, and the outsider cards, which along with them comes the King's Order cards. We'll talk about those here in a second. There are some hero cards and some neutral townsfolk cards that are added to the game. You can simply mix those in. Those are all going to have this little gate symbol here on them. So you just mix them in with their intended piles and play with them as you normally would. So for the manuscript boards, these are different. Let's see if I can grab another one here so you can see. The only difference, though, is the location of the colors. So you can see here, this one is already started on blue, this one's starting on black, so the color ribbons. But you'll notice that the bonuses that you can gain are exactly the same. So what that means is that right off the bat, no matter what manuscript board you have, you not only gain a King's Order card for free, but anytime you can recruit a card, you can instead gain a King's Order card. That's these here in this pile we'll talk about more in a second. The rest of these are, you can exchange a resource for a coin, you can trade in 2 coins to draw a card, and you can trade in 3 resources of any type to gain a rearrange action. And these can be done at any time. So before you actually start your card management phase, you can do a rearrange action, or you could do a draw action, something like that. Or this is nice that, you know, you can always almost, it's not really back and forth, but if you're short on a coin but you got tons of stone, you can interchange it. But these 3 aren't unlocked until you slot a manuscript underneath them. So until the ribbon is completed, these have no effect. You can't use them. So it behooves you to, at least in the beginning, spread out your manuscripts and get one complete set. That way you have access to all 4 bonuses. The game also does come with a number of new manuscripts, and again, just like the other editions with this expansion, they have the little gate symbol on them, but otherwise they work exactly the same as the other ones, and you can see that they do slot in there like so. And now I would have access to this effect, being able to gain a King's Order card, or spend 2 coins to draw a card at any point I want. The more you stack below them, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you have this one that completes the ribbon, and then you have access to that effect. All right, so that's the manuscript boards. Pretty straightforward. Next is the outsider cards. So what the outsider cards do is provide end game scoring. You'll notice that all of them have the little flag symbol here for what their ability is. They are going to provide additional end game scoring. For example, this guy essentially gives you 1 ribbon type at the end of the game. So if you're short of completing a set, he will give you, you can say, all right, my envoy is going to give me a black ribbon. Whereas this guy gives you 3 VP, 3 additional victory points per full set. So, you know, remember, your full set gets you 16. Well, with this guy, full set would get you 19. This Shield Maiden, which you can see, she is actually provided as part of the Collector's Box expansion. So that's what her symbol's there for. So she actually has some elements here for the Keeper of the Keys expansion. But these guys are going to be added to your deck like normal. So you'll notice that they have the same card back as, see, this is, you know, like a starting card here. The card backs are all the same. So when you acquire this outsider, you're going to add them to your discard pile. They're going to be shuffled in with the rest, and they're going to come out. So you still use the coin number here to move your Viscount around the board. You're still going to use the icons on the left side to determine what your main action strength is. So basically, you just kind of keep rolling with them until the end of the game, and then you will pull them out and calculate their scores. Now, how do you get outsiders? Well, the most common way is through King's Order cards. Now remember, everybody's going to start the game with a King's Order card. These have the same backing, so these are also going to be mixed into your hand, and they're all identical. So this entire stack is all the same. 3 coins worth, 1 trade symbol, and then all these same actions. So what this is telling you, there's no way to dismiss a King's Order card, but when you add one to your hand, you get a free discard action. And then for the most part, the King's Order card is added onto your player board, and as it moves across, when it does come off the end, you completely remove it from your hand. You add it back to that stack. That's what this symbol here means, and you gain an outsider for free. All right, so it doesn't matter what their cost is, you basically just get them. But you'll notice the outsiders don't have the play symbol and the plus symbol. They only have the play symbol, which is for dismissing them. In order to dismiss an outsider, so if you push a King's Order card off the end of your player board, you're going to return the King's Order card to this pile, and you're going to gain an outsider to your deck and play with them as part of your player deck. However, if you choose to destroy a King's Order card, that means it's in your hand, or you happen to destroy it when it's the top card of your draw pile, then you can dismiss an outsider. So dismissing an outsider works pretty much the same way as dismissing a worker on the board, except you don't gain their icons over here, and all you really do is gain this bonus. Now sometimes they can be pretty powerful, like this person gives you a complete chest, but you also gain a debt, but like this person is going to gain you a corruption and a deed. So personally, I haven't really found that that's a very lucrative strategy, in my opinion. A few of them have some really nice benefits, but a lot of them also have like a lot of corruption that comes along with them. These guys are outsiders, so shady dealings. But if you choose to, in this case, destroy a King's Order card, again, returning it to the pile, that's how you refuse an outsider. Now, the instruction manual also says that you gain 3 coins when you complete that action. So if you destroy a King's Order, refuse an outsider, you not only gain these actions here in the upper right, but you also get 3 coins. It says that in the user manual, but I don't see the symbology anywhere that would indicate or remind you to do that. So I'm still working on some clarification as to whether that's a typo in the user manual, or whether they left off, like, should there be some kind of symbol around the 3 coins or on the King's Order card? I don't know, but that is written in the rule book, so you should definitely play with it. All right. The last few things are these smaller cards here in front of you. These 2 right here are building bonus cards. So each one of them, there's a stack of them. You're going to shuffle these up, mix them up, and you're going to pick one for the game. And that's the way you're going to do with both of these piles here. So when you are playing, if you are taking the build action, if you are the first person to build all 3 of one type of building, you claim this card and it's yours. No one can take it from you. It's yours. It's going to give you some small amount of VP for the end of the game, but it's also going to give you this ongoing bonus. In this case, every time you gain an outsider, you get 2 coins. This one is the first player to build one of each type of building. So out of the 3 types of buildings, you have to build one of each. Then you can claim this card. Again, this card is yours. It can't be taken or traded, or no one else can take it from you. You are going to gain this VP at the end of the game, and you're going to gain this ongoing bonus. There's a whole stack of them simply for variety. So again, you just shuffle up the stack, you deal one out, but there's only ever one of each type out during the game. In similar fashion, we have new Castle Leader cards. Used to be that this was the only Castle Leader card. Gave you 5 EP at the end of the game and gave you +1 hand size. You can see that this card is actually double-sided. They tell you to throw this back into the box, that it's not going to be used again. I don't see why you couldn't use it, because the rest of these are just give you different VPs and different ongoing bonuses, but they work exactly the same way. The first person to claim a worker in the middle of the castle gets this card, but then whoever has the most the majority of workers in the center of the castle can steal it from you. So it'll pass hands back and forth, and you only gain the ongoing bonus if you have it in front of you. You'll notice that these are not double-sided, so it is easy to pick out the one that's the original and leave it in the box if you want to go that route. The only other thing that is part of this expansion is a new AI reference card. So all this really does is just covers some of the stuff that is added via this expansion, mainly the outsider cards here. So it basically just gives you all those new instructions. You're certainly, if you're playing solo, going to want to use this one instead of the original one, because there's stuff for the outsiders there. And that's going to do it. That is it for the Gates of Gold expansion for Viscounts of the West Kingdom. In our next video, we're going to be covering the Keeper of the Keys expansion, so keep an eye out for that. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this in the future, including more than likely a full playthrough of Viscounts using all of these expansions, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thanks for watching. Have a great day.